Welcome to Latin for Non-Romans, or as I like to call it, Latin for Barbarians. Probably one of the most complicated topics to cover is the Latin verb. Because there are so many endings and these depend largely on person, who is doing the action, number, how many of us are there, tense, when are we doing it, voice, active or passive, and mood, indicative or subjunctive, it's often hard to tell where to begin. Now here are the topics we will cover in this lesson: verb endings and conditions, conjugations, the four verb forms or principal parts, active indicative present, and that's including the first conjugation and second conjugation. Let us begin. Well, Latin is an inflected language. I can't say that enough. It likes to wrap every word up in a neat little package, and the Latin verb is no exception. Take the verb amo, amare, amavi, amatum, meaning to love. Here are the endings for the present indicative active. O, S, T, mus, tis, nt. A mnemonic device you might use to help remember these endings are os to mus, tisn't. Mnemonic devices are a great way to remember Latin endings. Now you may have noticed that amo has a theme vowel, a, and we'll talk about that in the next section. Some say that Latin is a backwards language. It's true. So if you want to work backwards, you will find it more efficient. Here, let me show you what I mean. Let's choose the word amat. When you pull it apart, here's what you've got. A suffix that tells you the person and number. Here's the third person singular, t. Next, we have the infix. It tells you the tense. Here we don't have one. But if you were to travel forwards or backwards in time like the doctor, you might find a ba for the imperfect or bo for the future. Next, you have the theme vowel. Here, it is a, which indicates mood, indicative. That's things that do happen versus the subjunctive, things that might happen or you wish to happen. Finally, you have the stem am. So now let's try our hand at a second conjugation verb, monio, monere, monui, monetum, meaning to warn. Here, the endings are moneo, mones, monet, monemos, monetis, monent. I will warn, you will warn, he, she, it will warn, we will warn, you all will warn, they will warn. Now I promised you all a look at the principal parts of a verb. Let's choose the verb amo, amare, amavi, amatus, meaning to love. The first principal part is the present active indicative first person singular. The second, the present active infinitive. The third, the perfect active indicative first person singular. And finally, the fourth, the perfect passive participle indicative singular. I love, to love, I loved, and having been loved. I thank all of you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Latin for Non-Romans.